In the high-stakes game of cat and mouse, some suspects will stop at nothing to evade capture. But ever wondered what drives a suspect to risk it all for freedom? Let's find that out through some incredible incidents. Our first incident happened on the chilly evening of March 5, 2021, where a tense showdown unfolded on a quiet suburban road. The stage was set when a fearless police officer, Mr. McCarty, pulled over a nondescript car. Inside, Dennis Guider Jr., a man with a warrant for his arrest in Illinois, sat in the passenger seat, blissfully unaware of the impending chaos. With an air of authority, Officer McCarty calmly approached the vehicle, ready to deliver the news of the pending warrant.
How's it going, guys? Hey, Dennis. Hey, hate to be the one to tell you this, but it sounds like you got a warrant out of Illinois.
Little did he know that this routine traffic stop would soon escalate into a heart-pounding, adrenaline-fueled battle between law and defiance. In an astonishing turn of events, as McCarty stood by the driver's side window, the driver inexplicably exited the car. With lightning speed, Guider seized the moment, sliding into the driver's seat with a defiant gleam in his eye. The unexpected swap of positions played out like a scene from an action movie, all captured on this dramatic video, obtained by a local news station.
Stop the car, man! Stop the car! Stop the car! Stop the fucking car! Stop the fucking car!
Suddenly, the car roared to life, and McCarty was left grappling with an adrenaline surge that few officers ever experience. Instinctively, he drew his firearm and positioned himself squarely in front of the vehicle, his heart pounding in his chest. His mission: to prevent Guider from escaping justice. But Guider was not one to be easily stopped. With a chilling determination, he gunned the engine, causing the car to surge forward. McCarty, now caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse, found himself perched on the car's hood, still clutching his firearm and aiming it at the daring fugitive inside. The situation escalated with each passing moment. Guider, unfazed by the officer's brave but precarious stance on his speeding vehicle, accelerated further, hurtling down the road at a blistering 50 miles per hour. It was a heart-stopping chase that could rival any Hollywood thriller. A second police cruiser, its dashcam rolling, captured this pulse-pounding pursuit. McCarty clung to the car's roof, his grip the only thing keeping him from tumbling onto the unforgiving pavement below. The wind howled in his ears as he battled to maintain his position, his eyes locked on Guider's determined silhouette behind the wheel. But the climax was yet to come. As the car careened down the road, it suddenly plunged into a deep ditch, launching the vehicle into the air. McCarty was catapulted off the hood, his body twisting in midair. He crashed down with bone-rattling force, landing on his back, his world spinning in a chaotic whirlwind. The shocking footage captured this breathtaking moment as McCarty was flung from the speeding car. In the aftermath, the consequences were dire. McCarty's brave attempt to stop Guider had ended in a grave injury, a broken back. The consequences of this heart-pounding encounter were real and lasting. As the legal dust settled, Guider, now facing the consequences of 5 years in prison for his reckless actions, pleaded guilty to serious injury by vehicle. He may have claimed to fear for his life, but it was clear that his choices had thrust him into a high-stakes showdown with justice. But this next incident is just crazy. Joel Sanchez Delgado's dramatic escape during a routine court appearance in Little Rock unfolded as a brazen attempt to evade justice. At 41 years old, Delgado faced a series of serious charges, including drug trafficking and a recent accusation of shooting his girlfriend, Teresa Ann Peaches Howard, in a McDonald's parking lot.
Your girl can say it's her, and maybe you can get out for it. What'd you say, OJ?
The escape occurred when Delgado was being escorted to court by a Pulaski County deputy. As seen on the deputy's body camera footage, Delgado executed a daring escape. exploiting a momentary distraction by exclaiming, "My shoe! My shoe!"
Hey, you see a shoe back there? Where is it?
Then the officer takes his attention off the inmate and points down a sidewalk, asking someone to pick up a shoe the inmate said he lost. Then, as he turns towards the inmate found that the wheelchair was between him and the officer.
Oh, I'm gonna catch you, baby. I'm finna shoot your bitch ass.
As the officer wheels the inmate between the courthouse wall and railings, the inmate uses these barriers to his advantage and jumps out of the wheelchair and runs away. By using these barriers, the inmate knows he can buy a little time to get a head start on the officer. The officer now has a wheelchair in front of him with a wall on the left and rails on the right. The officer has to move around these barriers to get the inmate back into custody.
Nah, which way you go?
Went straight through the alley and cut that way.
What you need? Phone. My damn radio came out.
Hold on.
During the pursuit of the escaped inmate, the officer found himself in a challenging situation as he lacked his radio. This absence prevented him from communicating critical information to authorities, such as the inmate's description or the direction of his escape. In a moment of urgency, the officer had to rely on bystanders to call for police assistance. The subsequent hours saw law enforcement agencies mobilize in pursuit of the fugitive. Described as 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing 140 pounds, with brown eyes and a distinctive neck tattoo, Delgado became the subject of an intense search. But Delgado's brief taste of freedom came to an end when authorities finally apprehended him. His capture led to additional charges, including felony escape, further compounding the extensive list of crimes he was already accused of committing. But the next incident is absurd as the suspect escaped from the police at a courthouse. Eddie Villalobos' dramatic escape from the Washington County Courthouse during his murder trial on February 27, 2023, was a shocking incident that captured the attention of the public and law enforcement alike. This daring escape, captured on surveillance footage, highlights the challenges faced by authorities in ensuring courtroom security and the subsequent efforts to recapture the suspect.
Per Oregon law, the deputies were required to remove all of the suspect's restraints during the jury selection. They took off the suspect's hand restraints, and then
The incident began with 2 officers escorting Eddie Villalobos, the murder suspect accused of killing 33-year-old Artemio Guzman Olvera in 2021, into the courtroom. Villalobos, dressed in a blue shirt and black trousers, appeared restrained as he was led inside. However, the situation took a dramatic turn when one of the officers removed his restraints after arriving in the courtroom. This decision to release Villalobos from his shackles would prove to be a critical mistake. Once freed from his restraints, Villalobos took a seat in the courtroom, seemingly complying with the proceedings. The officer, having unshackled the suspect's legs, moved away, possibly underestimating the potential risk. This lapse in security allowed Villalobos an opportunity to make his escape. In a matter of moments, Villalobos made a sudden dash for the courtroom doors. The security footage captures the chaotic scene as officers quickly reacted, pursuing him on foot. Villalobos raced past a shocked woman who was present in the courtroom, adding to the chaos and panic in the vicinity. The footage also revealed that Villalobos managed to evade the pursuing officers within the courthouse. This escape within a confined space raises questions about the adequacy of security measures in place, particularly during high-profile trials. The fact that he could elude capture within the courthouse suggests a need for a review of security protocols. Following his escape, a massive law enforcement response was initiated to track down Eddie Villalobos. This included the deployment of dogs and drones to aid in the search. Additionally, several officers were dispatched to various locations to locate the suspect and prevent any potential harm or danger he might pose to the public. Ultimately, Villalobos was apprehended a short while later. The surveillance footage did not capture the details of his capture, but reports indicate that he was found hiding under a blanket inside an empty apartment in a residential complex. This suggests that the suspect attempted to go into hiding, possibly driven by desperation or fear of the consequences of his escape. The escape attempt by Eddie Villalobos has significant legal implications. In addition to the charges he was already facing, such as second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon for the 2021 incident, He will now likely face additional charges related to his escape. These may include escape in the second degree, a serious offense that could lead to a longer prison sentence, and a burglary charge stemming from his attempt to break into the empty apartment.